everyone, it is Miss Caulene once again here for our Puppet Wednesday for Arts at Home. Now today is actually something that's really special and really close to my heart. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about being a team puppeteer. And for that, I'm actually going to be using a puppet that you've maybe seen on the main stage at the Rose Theater. As you can see right behind me, I've got the Prancer puppet from our 2016 Premium Holiday Event show, Prancer. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but I was one of the puppeteers on this puppet for that show. It was actually the very first puppet that I ever touched. So very near and dear to my heart, and I'm super excited to show you some awesome things about this puppet right here. Now, when I say team puppeteer, that just means that it is two or more puppeteers bringing one character to life. So for Prancer, we actually had 3 puppeteers on that puppet. We had a head puppeteer who was Shannon Wade. We had me, I was the leg puppeteer, the front legs, and then we also had the back legs puppeteer, who was Anna Jordan. And the 3 of us had to work together to bring this one character to life. So when we talk about team puppeteering, that's kind of what we mean. It's just people working together to bring that one character to life. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things here with our Prancer. I'm going to show you some of the mechanics of the puppet, so like how it moves. And then I'm also going to give you a little bit of information about how you do team puppeteering and what are the things that you have to do to prepare for that. And then a little bit later, I'm also going to be including some clips from both the show as well as the Puppet Development Week, because puppets like this don't just magically come to life. Well, people have to kind of do that, but we had to actually work with the puppet before we were going to go into rehearsal for the show to make sure that the puppet could do everything that we needed it to do. So we made a big old list of things that this puppet needed to do, and we had a wonderful puppet designer who then took that list and created this puppet for us. All right, so let me give you a little rundown about this puppet. Okay, like I said, it had a head puppeteer who was Shannon, and the head puppeteer, I'm going to get into kind of the position that she was in when we were on the puppet together. Now, a little bit later in the video, you're going to see how all of these pieces work together. It's just me right now, so you're not going to see that up close right now, but I'm going to do my best to give you a good idea of how this puppet kind of functions and the mechanics of it. So, the head puppeteer, you might guess, controls the head of the puppet. Now, Shannon not only controlled the head of the puppet, but she also had to hold on to the body of the puppet to keep it kind of up and supported. So her body position kind of looked like this, all right? Now, I'm going to kind of go over here and show you a little bit about how that might have looked here on this puppet. As you can see, Prancer is on a stand right now. I'm going to do my best to keep Prancer on that stand just for the safety of me, as well as the safety of the puppet, okay? But we've got a metal frame in here in Prancer's body, so it has kind of a handhold right here, as well as a handhold in the back of the head. Actually, for this moment, I think I'm going to walk Prancer over a little bit closer to the camera so you can get a better look at the mechanics here in the head. So as you can see, I've got a handle right here, and what you might not be able to see too well, but what is in here are a couple of triggers, and these triggers do a couple of things, all right? They move the ears. You can see Prancer has some ear movement, and also the nose, the snout. Now, that was for a couple of different reasons. We thought that it would be really great to have some expression to show when Prancer was maybe excited, startled, or anything like that. And then there were a couple of moments in the show that Prancer had to kind of maybe be sniffing, or maybe be eating something, right? And as you can see, the head puppeteer actually has a pretty challenging job here where they have to kind of keep this position. And what made it even more challenging is, just a moment, I'm going to put Prancer right back on here, okay? What made it even more challenging for Shannon and all of us actually was we all had to fit around this puppet. Now, this puppet, not super big, and with 3 adult people having to operate this puppet, you had to take a lot of things into account. So you saw how my body was with the puppet, like this, as the head puppeteer. Well, as the front legs puppeteer, I had to fit in between Shannon's arm and the puppet that she was holding. So she really was just like this. It took a lot of effort, but eventually we figured out the best way. So as the legs puppeteer, again, I kind of snuck in underneath Shannon's arm. I have my triggers and my handles right here, all right? And my triggers that you can see that I have on the side here just give a really slight knee bend, okay? And the reason why we wanted that slight knee bend is when Prancer walked, I could control it coming back in. So we could get a really nice natural walking as a reindeer, all right? Now, very quickly, I'm going to show you these back legs. Now, I'm going to be honest, again, I wasn't the head puppeteer. I wasn't the back legs puppeteer. So these kind of demonstrations of those other parts that I'm not super expert on might look a little bit rough, okay? But I just want to give you those general mechanics of how this puppet kind of works on its own in those three separate parts. And then I'll talk about how we had to work together to make this character come to life. And again, you'll see that a little bit later on, right? So Anna Jordan, who was again that back leg puppeteer, I'm going to move Prancer up a little bit to give you a better look at these back legs right here, all right? So Anna had to be pretty low to the ground, keep a nice low position, right? And have these back legs. Now, you can see that even just these small movements with these legs, the back legs especially, you might be getting a lot of expression, right? But again, functionality, we had to have that puppet move its leg, all right? And Anna's trigger does something really cool. It flips Prancer's toes. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's a nice little toe point. So when we have that walking motion, again, it really does look very natural, okay? So those are the mechanics of this particular puppet, all right? Now, as I kind of mentioned earlier, we were all in pretty close proximity to each other. We were all pretty close together, right? And one of the really key things about team puppeteering is communication. And so the three of us, we had to work really, really hard to find what that communication might be. Now, in rehearsals, when we were practicing even just the simple movements of the puppet, what we would do is if we were walking Prancer around the room, you know, I might say, hey, Shannon, I need you to raise up a little bit more. I'm getting a little too hunched over. So we were able to verbally speak to each other about how we needed to make those adjustments. But when we were on stage, we sometimes had to find physical communication, maybe a nudge of the shoulder, maybe a kind of nudging of the arm. Eye contact became very important for us. And so we had to really, really find out what that was. And it took a lot of practice. We had to practice such simple things like, how does Prancer walk around the room? How does Prancer lay down? How does Prancer stand up, turn around, run? We had to figure all of those things out, and it was a process. And the really wonderful thing about team puppeteering, though, is all of those intentions for each of us as puppeteers, we are able to direct directly into this character and bring that one character to life, right? So it's a really, really exciting thing. And team puppeteering is probably my most favorite type of puppeteering, right? Also, going to give you a little fun fact. So on opening night of Prancer, right at the beginning of Act 2, we are getting ready to go onto the stage. And the first entrance of Prancer in Act 2, I believe, is when Prancer was wrecking the kitchen of the house. So it was a kind of a big physical moment for all of us. And like right as we went out on stage, opening night, one of my triggers broke. So I was limited in the control that I had over my leg. But it's one of those things that it almost didn't matter. I came off stage, was like, oh my gosh, my trigger broke. But everyone else, to the audience, they didn't know that. And so it's really all about giving that intention to that character and making the audience believe that this one character is alive and on stage and has wants and needs and goals, just like all of the other characters on stage. And us as puppeteers, it's to make sure that we are always serving and fueling that character, right? Well, I'm going to cut to those videos that I was talking about a little bit earlier. I might be talking a little bit later at the end of them. I know this has gone a little bit long, but thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and learning a little bit about our friend Prancer, who you may have seen on stage at the Rose Theater, right?